Hello everyone! Today I'm back with another installment of my Best of e.l.f. series. Today I'm going to be talking about lip products, and I'm also going to talk quickly about their brushes because I didn't know where else to fit the brushes in, and I thought this video would be the best one to fit them in. So it may be a bit long, I apologize for that, but this stuff is too good not to talk about. So let's jump right in. First, I wanted to mention eye primers because I forgot to mention them in my last video where I talked about all of e.l.f.'s, the best of e.l.f. eye products. So I will link that below if you haven't seen that already, but I wanted to quickly go over their eye primers, and I have two different ones. I have one in the shade Golden, and this is supposed to be a shimmery kind of glowing eye primer, I think, and I like the theory behind it that maybe it can make your eyeshadow more glowy from underneath, you know, but honestly the pigmentation on this just wasn't there. It didn't have the coverage that an eye primer should have. It was very sheer and thin, and the formula just wasn't as good as their original, so I did not like the Golden primer, but I do love their original eyelid primer. It says it's in the shade Sheer, but it has a little bit of a peachy tone to it, and it's similar to like the Urban Decay primer. It's a little bit thinner than the Urban Decay primer. It's not quite up to like the high-end primer quality, but this is a really great primer if you're starting out, if you're on a budget, or just in general for everyday use. It really is a good primer, and I like this one a lot. Okay, now on to lip products. I don't really know where to start, so I'm just going to jump into I have two containers here full of stuff. Whoa, I almost dropped one. But I'm just gonna jump in and go with what's on top. So on top I have this lip liner and blending brush. This is one from their Studio line. It has a brush on one end and a twist up lip liner on the other end. So the lip liner itself I like a lot. The quality is very nice. I used it in my Valentine's Day tutorial. I'm not sure what the title of that video is, but I'll link that below. All of the lip products I used in that video were e.l.f. and this was the lip liner I used. It's very nice. I have the shade Red. I'm sure they have other shades. This is the only one I have. The brush on this end I don't really ever use, and I don't really use lip brushes that often anyways, but this one just seems a little bit too big and just a weird shape for a lip brush. I don't know, but I've personally never used it, but it is on the end of the lip pencil in case you think that's something you would use, maybe to blend it out or something like that. It's a nice idea. So next I have these two lip stains. I have the shade Berry Blush, and I don't know what the sticker fell off of this one, but it is a red, darker red shade. Literally, you color on your lips as if it's a marker, and it stains your lips, and they're really beautiful. I like them for like that sort of pinched natural look, but the nice thing about these is that they don't stain so badly that you can't get them off when you want to, or if you accidentally go out of the line, you know, you can clean it up a little bit. So it's really a nice formula, and I love the applicator because it has that sharp point so that you can really draw the outline of your lips, and then you can use the thicker side to fill it in. So if you're into a lip stain type of a product, maybe for a more of a no makeup look or something that will last all day, these are a nice product. Another one that I used in that Valentine's Day tutorial that I was talking about is this lip stain. This is called a lip stain, but this is not a lip stain in the same way that those other ones were. This is more of actually a matte liquid lipstick, I would call it, because it comes with a doe foot applicator, and it applies like a liquid lipstick, and it dries matte like a liquid lipstick. It is a little bit thinner, so it does have sort of a stain appearance, but it's not a stain in my mind because it just doesn't work the same way that actual lip stains are supposed to. And then this product also comes with a clear gloss on the other end, which is kind of a different idea for me, but I really like it. And as you saw in my Valentine's Day tutorial, I used the gloss after I applied this with one other product that I'm going to show you in a second, and it ended up looking really good. So if you want a product that's like a matte liquid lipstick and a nice quality clear gloss, this is a good product. I do have to say the gloss isn't the best that I've ever tried. I had to like dip it into the container and reapply it a bunch of times before I got the level of gloss that I wanted. It's not like a Buxom lip gloss where you can just swipe it on a couple of times and then you have that gloss. You really had to work with it and build it up, which I have found with a lot of e.l.f. glosses, as I'm going to mention in a second. But if you're looking for a quick, you know, nice little double duty product, this is a nice one. Then the other product I used in that tutorial is the Pout Perfecter, and this is a hidden gem. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I bought this on a whim from the website when they were having their 50% off sale, and I just thought it looked like a really pretty shiny gloss, and I didn't realize what it is actually supposed to do is you're supposed to apply it on the very center of your lips like I do in that tutorial, and it's supposed to make your lips look plumper. So you're not supposed to apply it all over your lips like a gloss. It's really just supposed to go in the center, and it attracts that light and reflects that light right in the center, so it really gives you that pouty, full plump lip look, which honestly I don't need it as much because I have fairly full lips to begin with, but I think for like a night out or if you're just going for like a bombshell look, this is really great. And if you are striving for more plump lips on a daily basis, this is a really nice find. Okay, some more lip glosses. I have these shimmer glosses, and I did not like these. There's too much glitter and too much shimmer in them, and they're too much work. You have to really dip the brush in and reapply it, but even once you get a full coat, it doesn't look glossy because of all the glitter. It looks chunky and patchy, and it just didn't look good, so I did not like these shimmer glosses. They don't even have shades, they just have numbers. Well, I don't like them, so I don't recommend these. I have two of these shiny lip glosses as well, and I also did not like these. I felt pretty much the same. I felt like it was too much work, and the applicator is weird. The formula is kind of thick on these, and it doesn't have the shimmer as much, but it does dry patchy, and it just doesn't have that coverage of a lip gloss. Like a lip gloss should be just pure gloss, you know, like it should just make your lips not look patchy, not look chunky or fall into the lines or anything. It should just really make them look sleek, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and these just don't cut it. However, there is hope because e.l.f. does have a lip gloss product that I absolutely love, and that is these extra lip glosses. Now, I would not call these a lip gloss. If I was handed this product and I tried it without knowing what it was supposed to be, I would call it a liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry matte like a liquid lipstick, but it has the pigmentation of a lipstick. So they have a really nice large applicator, which is just great for me. Maybe that's just a personal preference, but I like a larger applicator on a product like this. It's just less work for me, I guess. And the coverage of these is amazing. They are completely opaque. They go on so beautifully, and they last all day. They don't settle weird. They don't settle patchy. They look like they have shimmer in it, but really it doesn't show up very much. If anything, it just helps reflect the light and helps create that glossy lip gloss type of look. So the extra lip glosses I love. They're all named after dudes because it's supposed to be like ex-boyfriend, I guess, lip gloss. I don't know. But so I have the shades Michael, Mark, and Scott, and a couple of these I got at the Dollar Tree, so keep your eyes out for those. This is their plumping lip gloss, and I have the shade Joyful. I think it might have come in a holiday kit, and again, it has a really weird applicator. It doesn't get a lot of product. That's not enough product to cover my lips, and I didn't find it to be plumping at all, so I would not recommend this one. I have two of their jumbo lip gloss sticks, and as far as the formula of these, it's pretty nice. It feels nice. They're not super pigmented, and the colors I have are not my colors, but you can see like they're just a little bit, you can't even see the nude one. It's like right here next to the pink. They're not really my colors, but this is more like a balm. I wouldn't call it a lip gloss stick. I don't know why you would name anything a lip gloss stick. I think that it's maybe like a little bit gimmicky, but I have the shades in the nude and pink umbrellas, and I think it's more of like a lip balm in a stick, to be honest with you. Something that you would get for like a little bit of a wash of color, but not completely opaque, not a huge burst of color. Maybe just if you're, a nice everyday simple look, these would be nice, but they're not my favorite, and I probably am not going to keep these for very long just because of the colors. I also have this Luscious Liquid Lipstick in the shade Pink Lemonade, and I want to swatch this because I think, yeah, this is really shimmery. Okay, hold on, let me do it one more time because you have like, okay, so that's the first swatch, and then that's it once it's blended out. So it looks like it's going to be really pigmented and nice, but then once it kind of gets spread out on the lips, it loses that pigmentation. It doesn't have that great pigmentation, so I wouldn't recommend this as much as the extra lip glosses. Those are still my favorite.
I have this matte liquid, no, not liquid. I'm used to saying matte liquid lipstick so much, but that's not what this is.
This is just a matte lip color in the shade Coral, and this is a little bright for me again. It's right there. Yeah, it's just a weird color for me, but I have heard so many good things about these. So from what I've heard, and from this one, it definitely dries matte. I can tell you that. It's not a color I ever wear because I don't like the color on me too much, but it definitely dries matte. It's not transfer proof, but it is matte. So if you're looking for an affordable matte lipstick, this is a good one. This is nice because it also has a sharpener on the end, so it's twist up, but if you want to get like an even sharper point, you can kind of sharpen it with the sharpener on the end, so that's kind of a fun touch. I have two of these lip liners. These are their long wear lip liners, and I have the shade Natural Blush and Bark, and I reach for these a lot. I really like their lip liners. They're super inexpensive and they're good quality, comparable to like the Milani lip liners or something. And so yes, I definitely like these. If you get a chance to pick these up, I would recommend them. I also have this lip primer and plumper. This is kind of a weird product. It is dual-ended again, and on one side you have this lip primer, which I will swatch for you. It looks like that. So the idea is that it creates a blank canvas on your lips, almost like a concealer for, you know, if you have really pigmented lips and you want to wear a lighter color or something. I've never used it. I've never gotten a lot of luck with it. It's not the smoothest going on. It doesn't go on that smooth. So I don't know. I think that maybe could be a little bit better, but once again, I've never used a lip primer. It's not something that I put in my routine, so I can't speak too much about that. But on this side, they have a plumper, and this I have used, and this I like. It smells like red hot candies, you know, like cinnamon, spicy cinnamon scent to it, and that is what gives you the plumping effect, and this really does plump your lip. When I sit down to do my makeup, I would put this on, I would do my makeup, and then I would do my lip product last, and in that time, this product has had the chance to kind of create that plumping effect. And it really does make your lips look fuller and plumper, and it does tingle a little bit. It might sting a little bit. You know, it's not too unpleasant for me, but just keep in mind it does tingle. But it does the job, so it definitely is an effective product on the plumping end. The primer end I could do without, but the plumping end is good. So if they make a lip plumper in and of itself, that would be perfect, so I don't have to waste this other end. Another favorite product of mine that I don't hear a lot of talk about is the Lip Lock Pencil. This is basically, I think it's probably like beeswax or something in there. It's a real simple, you know, idea, which is why it's good to get this from e.l.f. because you're not spending too much on something that's probably a really simple idea, but it just does the job so well. And what it does is it keeps your lipstick or lip gloss or whatever from running outside the lines of your lips. So you just put this on before you put lip product on along the outside of your lips. So you would go just, you know, wherever you don't want the lipstick to go. And it doesn't mess with my makeup. It doesn't show up at all. It doesn't look greasy or anything, but it really creates that sharp line, and it really keeps lip gloss or any liquid products in the line. It's good to use with the Too Faced liquid lipsticks. It's good to use with the Revlon lip butters. I like to use it with because those can tend to kind of run out of the lines, and any lip gloss, anything that, even a liquid lipstick, it would work if you go out of the lines with that. This Lip Lock Pencil is an absolute must. I also want to give a quick shout out to these makeup remover cleansing cloths by e.l.f. I don't know where I would fit these into the video, but I just wanted to say these are really nice. They're $3, and if you use them for, like, I don't use makeup wipes in my skincare barely ever, just because I don't like the idea of it. I'd rather just wash my face. But for like removing swatches, or, you know, if you're traveling, or keeping in my purse for, you know, my daughter, like anything like that, these are really nice and inexpensive. I don't like to spend too much money on something like this, so I really do like these a lot. Okay, so I have 3 of their mineral lipsticks, and I'm gonna swatch them for you just so that I feel like that's the best way to describe to you like how they do, other than using like too many words. I feel like you just looking at them is the best way. And the thing with these is that I found all of their lipsticks to be very hit or miss. Depending on the shade, you can get a lot of pigmentation or you can get not so much pigmentation. And, you know, that's just, I guess you just get what you pay for. Okay, so from top to bottom here, I have Fiery Fuchsia, Pouty Petal, and Nicely Nude. I think it's funny that this one is called Fiery Fuchsia because it's really not that fiery in my opinion, or really fuchsia. I would call that maybe like a berry pink, I don't know. Anyways, they all look really similar actually swatched, don't they? So these two are not that pigmented. This one is nicely pigmented. Really, you get what you pay for. They have a little bit of shimmer in them, but not too much, not too bad. They don't have a scent. They smell a little bit stale because I've had mine for a while, but they're not, it's not a bad scent. So those are the mineral lipsticks. And then I also have a bunch of their moisturizing lipsticks, and I think these are the ones from the Studio line. I have the shades Wink Pink, Pink Minx, Ravishing Rose, Rosy Go Round, Red Carpet, Blackberry, and Bordeaux Beauty. So I have quite a range of colors from pinks, reds, berries, and dark reds, you know, darker vampy shades. So I can say that, again, the pigmentation on these is kind of hit or miss. These do have a kind of vanilla smell to them, which I don't mind. I like the smell, but some people really might not. I don't know. But yeah, so that's these, and the pigmentation, I'll swatch one for you. It's like medium of the middle of the road. You know, I mean, for this red lipstick, I might expect a little bit more, but it's not terrible. It's not horrible. I'd probably give these ones like a B, and I'd give the other mineral lipsticks like a C. So if you're looking to increase your lipstick collection, this is a nice place to start. Honestly, they're not my favorite drugstore lipstick. I would recommend the Wet n Wild Mega Lash lipsticks over these, but they're not terrible. They're definitely, you know, worth trying. If you think that you see a color that you really want to try or something like that, you know, give it a try. Also, I've noticed that these have, in the cap here, it's like a little sample of the lipstick. So I assume it's the same formula as the lipstick, just kind of smushed down in there. And I don't know if they do that to give you like a balm form of it, or if it's just their way of showing the color appropriately. I don't know, but that's there. And this is like an actual product that you can stick your finger in and like swatch. Like, how cool is that? I think it's just kind of cool. So anyways, that's there. I have two of these super glossy lip shines with SPF 15. I have the shade Malt Shake and Goddess. I love that these have SPF. That's a really nice touch. These are super intense, super pigmented, very thick and glossy and kind of sticky and kind of messy, but I like the pigmentation and I like the gloss factor. So if you can deal with the messiness and the stickiness, then you will like these. If you don't want something that's too messy or too sticky, then pass on these. But they are inexpensive, so you know, if you're looking for something like that, these are good. The shade Goddess has a lot of shimmer in it, and the shade Malt Shake is a little bit more matte. Okay, I also have these lip balm tints, and these pack a lot of pigment for lip balm tints. So I have the shade Nude, Grapefruit, and Berry. And these are nice because they really are like a lip balm, only with pigment in them. And it's not opaque pigment, but it is a good amount of pigment. And if you are looking for something that is going to make your lips look a little bit glossier and a little bit more flushed and add a bit of color, but not too much, these are nice. They are, you know, in the pot, so you have to stick your finger in them, which is a little bit inconvenient. I'm not crazy about. I would probably rather have like one of the lip glosses I just mentioned, or even the lip gloss stick, or the extra lip glosses. I'd probably reach for over these just because of convenience. But if you don't mind products being in a pot like this, then go for it. One more lipstick. This is, I don't know what it's called. It just says e.l.f. on it, but I think, oh, it used to say something, but it's rubbed off. I think these are their like dollar lipsticks, like their cheapest ones, and these are very comparable to the Wet n Wild $1 lipsticks. This is in the shade Posh. And it's got that pigment, it's got that punch, it's very moisturizing in the feel of it, so it's not like mattifying like the Wet n Wild Mega Lash lipsticks, so it probably won't last as long because of that, but it does have that color, and it is a nice one. I think these are underrated. I definitely would get more of these, because I feel like of all the lipsticks I've just talked about, this one has the best pigmentation. I also want to give a quick shout out to their lip scrubs. They have 3 different scents. I was going to say shades, but really they're scents. I mean, they are different colors too, but I will show you. So this is in the shade Clear, and it looks like this. And basically the idea is that it's a lip scrub. So you use this when you have no lip product on to exfoliate your lips, get rid of the dead skin cells, and that kind of thing. This one smells like brown sugar. It smells so good. They all smell so good. I'll show you the other ones too. So I have Cherry Tart, and this smells like cherries. And then I have Mint Maniac, and that smells like mint. And you can see, I don't know if it's relevant, but the packaging of the original one, which is the clear one, is a little bit bigger than the other two. So if you want something smaller, go for these. But that's just that. So one thing I've noticed about the lip scrubs is that when they're brand new, you can use it on its own, but after a couple of uses, that balmy feeling goes away and I personally have to use another lip balm with it. So what I use is the Nivea lip butter, and I will apply this all over my lips, like a thin layer over my lips, and then I will go in with the lip scrub, and that way I have extra lubrication basically to really get scrubbed in there, but I'm not like pulling at my lips or hurting my lips, you know. And then after I've rubbed on the lip scrub a couple of swipes, then there'll be enough sugar. It's a sugar scrub, did I mention that? So there'll be enough sugar on there that I can go in with my finger and really kind of work it into my lips and get it scrubbed off that way. And then I'll wipe everything off and put another layer of the Nivea lip butter on. So I really like these. I have no desire to try any other expensive high-end lip scrub because these are absolutely perfect for me. They do taste like sugar too, so if you end up getting it in your mouth, it's not gross. It just is very sweet. So yeah. Okay, I know that was probably longer than I wanted it to be, but let's talk about brushes really quick because, like I said, I don't want to make a million different videos. I just want to get this done. I have all my e.l.f. stuff set out and I want to put it away, so let's just get this done. So of their essential brush line, there are 4 brushes that I use on a daily basis. I use these every single day. I have probably 6 of each of these. They're $1 at like Target. Sometimes Walgreens and CVS has them, but also elfcosmetics.com you can find all of this stuff. So anyways, I use these on a daily basis. This is the professional eyeshadow brush, the professional defining eye brush, the professional blending eye brush, and the smudge brush. And yes, I love these. They're not as good as like a Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't own a ton of high-end brushes just because I usually can make do. I can easily make do with drugstore brushes. So I can't compare them to high-end, but I use it on a daily basis. What else can I say? They have this small angled brush, which I really love, but I would actually recommend over purchasing this. I don't know where it is, but I'll insert a picture of it. They have a brush that is dual-ended that has an angle brush on one end and a spoolie on the other end. I love that for brows and for eyeliner and everything. That's a really nice brush to have too. Some other brushes that I use on a regular basis are their stipple brushes. They have a regular stipple brush and then they have a small stipple brush. And both of these, like I said, I use all the time with cream products, cream blushes especially, cream highlighters. They're really nice for that and they're really affordable. So I definitely recommend them. One thing to keep in mind, because these products are so affordable, the brushes can tend to have variations in them. Like the eyeshadow brushes especially, I will notice sometimes their shapes are a little bit different, even if they're the exact same brush. Their shape is a little bit different, the quality of the bristles can be a little bit different, but that's just you get what you pay for, you know? So just keep that in mind. Don't be too surprised if you find that when you purchase these, like there's slight variations. And another thing is that the ferrule of the brush can be really loose. Like this one feels like it's about to come off. And I've had that happen to me after like just purchasing a brush and maybe using it a couple of times and then the brush falls off, you know. It's nothing that can't be fixed with super glue. It doesn't make the brush unusable, but it is something to keep in mind. Once again, you know, you get what you pay for and they're good quality brushes. The bristles are good. In general, they're very soft and very usable. So, you know, you kind of have to give and take a little bit. I absolutely love this flat topped brush. I use this almost every single day for applying powder to my face, like setting powder, translucent powder, any kind of powder. It's so soft and I just really love this brush. So these are all like different kinds of foundation brushes, and one thing that I really don't like about their brushes is something that they did recently, which they stopped printing the name of the brush on the brush. So I have no idea what the real name of this brush is, but you know, that's not my fault. I'm sorry, but you know, e.l.f., get it together. Come on, how are we gonna promote your stuff if you don't tell us what it's called? This is the Ultimate Blending Brush. This I got a while ago and I love it. It's comparable to the Real Techniques blending brushes in the thickness and the softness of the bristles, and then these are all different shapes, but they basically have the same kind of thickness and feel to them. So if you see any of the brushes like this one is a little bit thinner. Again, I don't know what it's called, but all of these kind of do basically the same thing for foundation and they all work really well, so I recommend those. Another real favorite that I recommend all the time to people who are looking to learn how to contour, getting into contour, is e.l.f.'s contouring brush. And this is just, you know, it's the perfect shape for contouring. The bristles are not too thick though, so you're not going to pick up too much product. You're not going to get too harsh of a line, and they're, you know, spaced apart enough that you can kind of blend it out. I usually don't use this one to blend out though. I will show you what I use in a second, but this brush is just absolutely wonderful for contouring. I love it. I have the Flawless Concealer brush that I use for blending out my concealer, especially like today when I used my I use a Maybelline concealer over some dark spots that I had, and then I blend this out and then I put foundation over it. So this is really great for that. It's thicker, it's packed a little bit thicker, so it really does blend out those creamy concealers really well. This is their $1 foundation brush, that professional foundation brush. This is nice. If you want a foundation brush, there's no reason to spend a ton of money on it, I don't think, because really I don't blend with the foundation brush. I just use it to apply foundation onto my face, and then I blend with either one of those other foundation brushes or beauty blender or something like that. So if you want an inexpensive foundation brush, this is a nice one. Also, again, I think I mentioned earlier, I have a full face e.l.f. tutorial. I will link it below, that I posted last week. Not only do I use all e.l.f. makeup from beginning to end, everything is e.l.f., I also use all e.l.f. brushes. So if you're interested in seeing these products that I'm talking about and how they perform and how I use them, check that video out. I will link that below. They have this fluffy sort of, I think it's maybe supposed to be a blush brush. This one is nice. Once again, it's not labeled. One that I really love is this. I think this, oh my gosh, it's not labeled and it's driving me nuts. Here, I have one that is labeled that I used. Blush brush. Okay, so this is called a blush brush. It's just a tapered powder brush, and I actually use it to set my under eyes. So I use it with like a yellow powder to set my under eyes, and it's perfect for that. It picks up the powder and distributes it nicely. It's very, very soft. So I love this one. This is definitely a holy grail. And then I was talking about applying my contour and blending it out. I use this angled blush brush to blend out my contour, or any angled powder brush, but this e.l.f. one is really nice. It's a little bit thicker and the bristles are kind of short, but I like this one a lot for blending out that. And then I'll also use it to apply like a warmer bronzer on the outer parts of my face. This is nice for that. This is the e.l.f. complexion brush. This is just your standard powder brush. It's not that like supple as some powder brushes, so I guess it's not my favorite for that. So as far as like brushes that are not on the top of my list, this one's not on the top of my list, and that's the complexion brush. I love the small tapered brush for applying highlighter, especially like a softer highlighter. I just, you know, just right on the top of the cheekbones, it goes on there really well. Or even if you're doing a matte highlight of, you know, like a lighter shade of powder or something on the high points of the face, this works really well for that as well. This is the mineral powder brush. I've used this to apply bronzer and highlighter, but I don't feel like I don't like it that much. I feel like I prefer the small tapered brush rather than the mineral powder brush, because it's just a little bit too thick and short, and it just doesn't quite distribute powder as well as the other ones. I mentioned this kind of brush in my monthly favorites. This is their fan brush. If you're looking for an inexpensive little fan brush like this for applying highlighter, this is a great one. I love it. This is the pointed foundation brush. I don't really use this that much. I don't use foundation brushes a ton, but if you are looking for something like this that is, you know, round like that and then has a pointed end, maybe for getting under the eyes or something. Actually, kind of want to try this for baking now that I'm looking at it, for applying powder, because it's like the perfect shape. So I'm gonna try that. But anyways, pointed foundation brush exists. They have this beautiful looking blending brush. It is very thick and very, very soft. Most of their brushes are just so soft, it's ridiculous. It's nice for applying highlighter, but it's also nice for blending out highlighter if you have too much or something like that, or you wanna just blend it in a little bit. This is really nice for that. It's the perfect shape. Okay, let's talk about some more eyeshadow brushes. So they have this crease brush, which is fabulous for applying eyeshadow in the crease, but it's also fabulous for blending eyeshadow out. If you know, anywhere you have eyeshadow, it's really nice and thin and soft, so it's really good for blending. So I would call it a blending brush before I would call it a crease brush, but either way, it works. They have the eyeshadow C brush, which is in that C shape, and it is really soft. All of these brushes from the Studio line, the ones that are all black are from the Studio line, they are a lot softer than their Essential brushes that are $1. These ones are from $3 to $6, sometimes $10, I think, but usually $3 to $6 range. And these are a lot softer. So anyways, This is the eyeshadow C brush. This is great for just packing shadow onto the lid and blending a little bit too. I really love this brush. Then they have the angled contour brush, which I use sometimes to contour in my eyes, like to get in the crease. This would almost be a better crease brush, but to get in there and kind of get that like shadow kind of at the angle, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, that's what I use this for. I don't know what you're supposed to use this kind of an eyeshadow brush for, but that's what I use it for. Then they have the blending brush, which is just kind of a tapered brush with longer bristles and a little bit thinner and softer. Really nice for blending and applying and packing eyeshadow on. I also like to use this one in the brow bone area for applying shadow up there. Really great one. Okay, almost done. So we have the flat eyeliner brush, which I love for applying eyeshadow under my lash line. So they have this small smudge brush, which I use on the inner corner mostly if I'm applying you know, a brightening shade on the inner corner. I find this small smudge brush works for that. This is a concealer brush. I use this for various things, rarely for concealer, honestly. A lot of times I'll use it if I'm putting a concealer on my brow bone to, you know, to brighten that area, and then you can kind of blend it out. Or if you're putting concealer on around my brow area to kind of line it. So I do use it for concealer. I just don't use it to conceal blemishes. I use it more as like highlighting concealer, you know? But yeah, around the brows area, that kind of thing. Or if you're cleaning up any lines anywhere, this is a good brush for that. Then I have a few of their bigger Kabuki brushes. This one is the ultimate Kabuki brush. I've rarely used this, honestly. Like it's so soft and it's so beautiful, and I probably just don't think to reach for it because it's hard. It's kind of bulky and hard to store, but I think this would be really great for applying powder all over your face or blending out contour if you need, you know, if you get too much and you want to blend it out or you want to warm up the face with some product. I think this would be really great for that. So, you know, if you look at this and you're like, yes, I need that, then you should definitely get it. This is the contouring Kabuki brush, so it's got kind of angled. See that? See, it's got an angle to it. And once again, I don't use this that much, but I have used this for highlighter and blush, and especially blending it out. Again, if you get too much, this is really nice for that. And then they have their classic Kabuki face brush, which I use for setting powder or finishing powder a lot. If you know, it's just, again, it's so soft, and I could just, you know, rub it on my face for no reason because it's just really nice and soft. But I definitely, if you like Kabuki brushes, I would definitely recommend e.l.f.'s Kabuki brushes. I think I'm done. Wow, I feel like that was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed that video though, because as you can tell, a lot of these products are just absolute favorites of mine. I use them every single day, and I'm just so happy to share them with you. So let me know what your favorite e.l.f. lip products and brushes are, and make sure you check out my other Best of e.l.f. videos. I will link them all below. If you're watching this like the day it comes out, then I probably only have one up so far, but if you're watching this later in the future, I will link anything that I have up of all of my Best of e.l.f. videos below. Make sure you're subscribed because I am going to be doing Best of e.l.f. blushes and bronzers and face products and foundations and all of that good stuff very soon. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that video, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!